Once I did, I realized we have something huge, y'all. And yes, I have already tried making a video about this, so let's try it again. All right, so according to one of the original MDMR reports, Captain William Freeman called the Master Sergeant and told them to locate and interview a female subject. And that's how we get to this girl, Lainey. Now, this has always bothered me because I'm like, why is Lainey's name in this report? Why was she brought up at all? Especially since, according to Lainey, she hadn't seen Nolan in over a year and was on a completely different island. So it never made sense to me. And then it effing hit me. So according to this report, on July 5th at 9 a.m., assistance was requested from Captain Freeman as part of the drone search. Freeman was transported to Horn Island, and at approximately 10 a.m., he tried 3 failed launches. It ended up being a software error, and he was unable to fix it in the field. So then at 10:30, Freeman requests that Smith come out and assist with drone duty. Freeman and another officer went and picked up Smith and transported him to Horn Island. But by 12:40, the first drone finally takes flight. Now, wait a minute. If Freeman was out on Horn Island trying to do this drone launch, had to call in assistance, go and get that person, bring them back to Horn Island, then when the F did he get this information about Lainey? Oh, wait, I have an idea.
Was looking for Nolan, who was on the boat. Was it multiple boats? Multiple boats. Okay, explain that. Who was out of this group? Who was on what boat? Or who was on a boat or not? Going out looking for Nolan.
So, me, Wyatt, and Tristan got in the boat. We got in the Palm Beach that morning, the morning after, and to the islands, and we were met by DMR. There was 7 DMR boats already out there, DMR and park rangers. We talked to them. We gave them all of our information. They personally asked if any of us were on the boat with him that day. We told them yes. They just said, all right, well, we got the area scoped out. And then after that, we just went up to the beach. I think we met up with y'all. Yeah.
Okay, so by Morgan's own words, he, Tristan, and Wyatt were on the Palm Beach out at Horn Island talking to MDMR. Oh, and when was that? When did they do that?
From 9:45 to 11:50, 12 o'clock era, about lunchtime. While we were on the water, we talked to a rescue guy.
Oh, you were out there until 11:50, you say? You mean 5 minutes before this phone call happened? Does that sound like a coincidence to you? Now, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to conclude that they were the ones who gave this information to Captain Bill Freeman. Again, why would they give Lainey's name if she wasn't there in that group that day? Especially when he was supposedly last seen with Katie, whose name, again, is conveniently absent from any report that we've seen. But this is about to get deep, y'all, because I reread the line again, now knowing that the boys were the ones who probably gave this information and not just some random good citizen. Specific wording says, Captain Freeman said to locate and interview a female subject that was possibly involved with the missing person on Horn Island. Possibly involved? How did I miss that? How did we all miss that? Because there's 2 other boys mentioned in this that they don't make contact with, and it just says possible names associated with Wells. That is very different and intentional language. Now, as I've told y'all, I've spent weeks learning the dynamics of all these different friend groups and who they're friends with online, etc. Now, this is Lainey. Now, most people have clocked this picture where Lainey is with a girl who is wearing the same swimsuit last 4th of July as the one that is on the boat with Katie. I'm going to try and do this in the easiest way possible. I have narrowed down the BFF group with Lainey and these girls. All of these girls have called each other their best friends and taken pictures with each other at some point or another. Now, none of these girls are friends with any of the Wyatt Warren friend group. All of them are friends with Tristan and Tristan's sister. Tristan's sister has best friend picture relationships with all of these girls. It's very clear that this is a core group of friends. There's group pictures with them. They've lived together, etc. Now, Kendall is the one in the blue and red bikini in this picture. But I found another picture of Bailey and Maggie here from last 4th of July wearing the exact same red and blue swimsuit that Kendall was wearing. So it's pretty safe to say that these girls coordinated all wearing the same bathing suit. Also found this picture of Lainey from 2 4th of Julys ago wearing this bathing suit. Does it look familiar to anybody? That's right. That is clearly the same bathing suit from the boat with Katie, with a face that's conveniently been blurred. Now, do we think it's a coincidence that two swimsuits associated with this friend group all ended up on the same boat as Katie? I'm going to say the chances are slim. Now, Kendall seems to have a longtime boyfriend. And guess what his name is? Jacob Brooks, which is the second name that comes up on this report. And guess who seems to be Lainey's longtime boyfriend? Drew Johnson, the other name on this report. Now, Drew, unlike all of these people over here, Drew is friends with the Warren Wyatt friend group. Also the only one out of this entire group that is Facebook friends with Nolan. If this was the boys telling this information to the captain, why were they saying that their buddy's girlfriend was possibly involved with Nolan? And why would Tristan be snitching on his sister's friends like this? Now wait, one of Katie's BFFs, Nevaeh, is friends with a Caden McGrath. Caden is friends with 0 people from either group except for Nevaeh, as far as I can tell. Caden is somehow related to a Joe who is frequently advertising on his page for the Biloxi Bay RV Resort. The one that I was saying that according to the GPS coordinates looks like they may have dropped somebody off at. So in my opinion, Joe is clearly somehow related to the Marty McGrath, who was the one who apparently took all these people on this boat, including Katie, when this friend group was supposedly left on this island. And I feel like that language is really important and overlooked because left makes it sound like your ride left without you. Now, according to Joe's LinkedIn, he is IT for the Ocean Marine Group, which is owned by Jerry Adkerson. Aiden is also the only person I can find who is friends with Captain Chris Seth Ward, the son of Chris Ward, who was called by Jerry to cancel the sea tow allegedly on his private line before the sea tow call was even finished. I also found a very weak connection through social media between Lainey and a girl who is in the same sorority as the girl who threw the party, Ava, allegedly threw the party. So what if Tristan's slick comment wasn't about Katie at all? Because I don't know about you guys, but we have seen absolutely 0 proof that Katie was actually out there with them. They have kept the story hyper-focused on Katie, and no other girls' names have really gotten out. What if Katie has been the red herring this whole time? I don't know. I'm still trying to piece through. I'm still trying to figure it out because there's clearly a chunk that is missing out of this story. Like, I think Lainey is a red herring too, don't get me wrong, because I don't see these boys like freely offering up their motive or anything, but it sounds like maybe this Lainey girl was involved with Nolan behind her boyfriend's back at some point, and they tried to use that. What I have found in the files may change the entire world's perspective about the death of Aaron Swartz. Now, some of you may already recognize. Sometimes in order to go forward in an investigation, you have to go back to the beginning. And
This is a good one, y'all. We got proof that they done erased some shit out of Nolan Wells' phone. Not only that, we found Janetta Brantley, the audio engineer of the Cito call who separated the voices. We found her TikTok, y'all. Y'all not gonna believe what she broke down because nobody was thinking about this and nobody mentioned it. And when you think about what she about to say, it's going to let you know that this Cito call is real, even though we already knew it was real. But this is definitive proof that it's real. Y'all ain't going to want to miss this one. Y'all make sure y'all hype this video. Make sure you're hitting the like button and make sure you subscribe. Check this out, y'all.
Yeah, not Mr. Bob's came through with the tea and told us that Snapchat sends all of their users every 4th of July a happy 4th of July message, text message, whatever it is. You don't believe me? Let him tell you.
You gotta laugh at how stupid y'all are. So Snapchat will send you a text every holiday. Happy 4th, the whole thing. Y'all deleted that.
Because I know how y'all are is where's the proof? Here's the proof. I dropped it in chat and this is what he said. That we got the proof in the pudding. I think y'all deleted some stuff out the Snap out of the phone. I think y'all really did. Warren, you said he didn't take anything. He didn't. Your words. But have a great day, because that was some tea right there.
Here's the problem with the DA's last statement on the Nolan Wells investigation. If you read it fast, or you're not a lawyer or a former prosecutor like me, you may have missed it. So let me show you. Right after Nolan's family's lawyers published letters they sent to her office, the DA told the press she doesn't have the same freedom as private individuals. People, she says, may publicly adopt a narrative and choose one fact over another, who may be able to control what bits of information they share, and whether it's in context, twisted, or misconstrued. I totally get that sometimes the DA can't publicly comment on an active investigation, but that's not all she said. The problem is the timing, the framing, and the selectivity with which the DA chooses to engage the media. You know when she was silent? When attorney Tyler Cox went on the Dan Abrams show with the narrative that the victim's family wasn't cooperating with her office. Crickets when Judge Ashley Cole, an elected judge with additional obligations under the judicial conduct rules, publicly shared bits of information surrounding an active investigation. But now, when the victim's family tries to clear up confusion, she decided it was time to go to the press and talk about misconstruing facts and choosing narratives. Only when Nolan's family's lawyers speak up. She says public commentary doesn't make a speaker transparent. But what is transparent is how questionable law enforcement's engagement has been with the victim's family. You know, the people who loved and raised Nolan, the people who just want answers.
Y'all, look at this. Do y'all see this? This was about an hour ago. But didn't Reverend Al Sharpton already tell y'all that he challenges, and now he's telling y'all right here that he welcomes this alleged litigation, because he said now that he can get the truth. You know, he's been telling y'all, he told y'all that on at the funeral, and he says apparently while he was doing the visual on Nolan's birthday, he said that he didn't say, he doesn't know anyone's name or was specific, but he said 3 of those boys logged into the Zoom, because I guess they must have been Zooming the vigil, and they logged into it, and he said that he would appreciate for them to come forward. How was that defamation when he's asking questions? We all have the right to ask questions. But anyways, you see what he said right here? It's about to get messy, y'all.
Y'all go ahead and screenshot, read it. See, what people fail to realize is that Reverend Al Sharpton is well connected. When you got somebody that's been in the game as long as him, he is not to be messed with, y'all.
Y'all remember on July 27th when Brandon Tatum shared the breaking news, which was supposedly the evidence of the young adults on the boat being towed, right? If you don't remember, let me show you right quick. More importantly, let me make sure we all see the date.
July 27th.
How is it that at this latest interview, that same exact evidence is now evidence of them on the phone with Cito?
I just want to make this very clear and abundantly clear for the audience. Are you saying that the video that I posted, which is like a 3-second loop, now I have a lot more of the video, but to not expose people that have nothing to do with this, I only posted the smaller part, the 3-second part. Are you saying during that time, a portion of that, Wyatt was on the phone with Cito, so a portion of that is the Cito call, and that Nolan is not on that boat?
Correct.
Which one is it? How can the same set of photos and videos be used as evidence or proof of two different things? How is it also evidence of them being on the phone with Cito, calling for a tow, needing a tow, while also being towed? Make it make sense. See, the difference between me and Tatum is I've been transparent and honest since day one.
You put out, Brandon, that a clip of the boat when Wyatt was on the phone with Cito.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Bourne, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
You can literally almost see down to the deck.
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
And as you can see in that picture, everybody is completely casual while Wyatt's on the phone with Cito. Yeah. Boldly clear that Nolan was not on the boat with us.
We were sinking, yes. Oh, we're not aground. We are in 17 foot of water. We're in 31 foot of water.
We're in 31 freaking feet of water, lady. Get out of here. Listen, bro. They want this story to die down so much.
But it ain't.
But we got to refresh in their minds. Janetta Brantley has a TikTok, y'all. And it's underscored that girl Netta. Watch what she say for all the people that are saying she forged that audio from the Cito call. Check this out, y'all.
If I supposedly used magic AI or some other Hollywood level audio trickery on a publicly available recording, I got a couple of questions. First, where exactly did I get everyone's voices from if I've never met or heard any of those young adults before? One. And two, and most importantly, how did I randomly invent the name Bart? I'd never heard that name connected to this case before. So according to the conspiracy theory, I not only fabricated voices out of thin air, I also somehow guessed the name of someone who was allegedly there. That's not audio engineering. That's psychic powers or something. And at some point, the explanation requires more imagination than the audio ever did.
Your girl is actually getting some rest today. And while I was getting some rest today, I went back and watched the second interview again. And I don't know if I shared this piece of gem with you guys, but let me share it with you just in case I haven't. Listen,
Oh, the audio comes back, and all of a sudden we can hear Nolan yelling in the background, screaming. We're screaming about how he's dead.
What did you just say, Warren? Let's slow it down.
Oh, the audio comes back, and all of a sudden we can hear Nolan yelling in the background, screaming. We're screaming.
At this point, we already know that the CTO call is real, but Warren yet confirms again himself out of his own mouth saying that Nolan was in the background screaming. And then you saw how he paused, and then he's saying, they just telling on themselves. Like, we wouldn't know, because from what I've known, no one has never said anything about, we literally are hearing Nolan screaming in the background. We've said a lot of people, other people that were on the boat were screaming, not Nolan. I digress, though.
I remember seeing a post that Bart Edmiston allegedly posted and said, Junior came home and he and Brooks took Hawk out trout fishing. Brooks caught the one that didn't get away, ... in the back of the head. It wasn't until July 22nd that Ben Grump stated the autopsy of Nolan Wells.
Focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region.
This was stated July 19th. Is it a coincidence that Bart Edmiston allegedly posted this 4 days before the autopsy results even was made into the public's eye? This is one of the alleged 3 boats that they used to go to Horn Island July 4th to friend Bart on the way up to Horn Island. But if you look at this photo, I don't see Warren anywhere.
There is a lot of people asking questions about this boat video. And when I read the comment section, you're all asking the same thing. What boat is that? Was that the same day? Is that the same day? Is that the same day? No, I don't believe it's the same day. The main reason why she posted the video in the beginning was to show that he was with a group. And if the young man was saying that the group was so tight-knit, this must be the same people who he was with on 4th of July. That's all she was saying when she posted the video. That's it. Again, nothing is stating facts when we're reacting to these videos. We're not insinuating that these are facts. This is what happened. These videos is just to get people thinking and put things together. On top of that, have a record.
Melanie, you are absolutely correct. They need to question the ones they're not questioning, because there were a lot of people out there. And then it went from, if you look at the CTO report, they talked about only 2 boats. Then it became 3. Then it became 4. Like, what the hell is, like, this? None of this stuff just makes sense. Like, none of it. And I mean, I think everybody, the mass majority of the world right now, because it's nationwide, is looking at this, it just does not make any sense. Like, none of it. You know what I mean? Or I think, like, from what the young lady has been saying, right? She opened my eyes to the 4th boat. And I'm like, dang, like, she got some X-rated vision, but the way she explained things, it's just unreal. Like, how in the world that, I mean, and people think like it's white people. It's not. It's privileged people that keep getting away with shit. You know what I mean? We have to, and they happen to be white, but we got to start using the word privileged people. You get what I'm saying? These boys, I think Mississippi is finna go down. It's finna go down in Mississippi. And I think if one person go down, someone has secrets on that person, alleged, they may expose them if something happens to their child. So it's a lot going on. Like, I just don't understand how there is not even an arrest for the alcohol. Who gave the alcohol? Who gave it to you, right? I don't understand how it's not a problem with young people drinking and driving a boat. You know what I mean? I don't understand how the parents are not responsible for underage kids drinking, having a boat. The parents are not there with them to monitor them. Like, I just, unless they are there, unless the parents were there. Someone over 21 had to get the booze. So who got it? Those things need to be even looked at. You know what I mean? And just think about it. Who in their right mind, even if I say I'll stay back behind, right? Wouldn't want their phone, who also would just leave a human being out there by themselves. Like, it just does. I don't care if you're racist or whatever it is. No one will leave someone will say, here's my phone, if he didn't have it, right? Call your mom or call someone to come get you. No one is that damn dumb. And then they say there were people still there, even when everybody left, to say, I'm just going to go try and swim. Come on, guys. Come on. No, it makes no sense for a person to vanish and end up in the water. You can say whatever you want. It does not make sense whatsoever. It just does not make sense. No one is that dumb. I don't care what your race is. No race is a dumb. I believe it was more than 7 people. They just got a tight lip there because obviously some big dogs got to be involved. Some big dogs may be out there and they don't want to be responsible. They just don't want to be responsible and be in the midst of this situation. Is just think about it. If my mama's a judge, she's out there. One of her, you know, a kid or someone's kid unalive, you know them. What are you going to do? Like, you got politicians and all type of stuff. What if they're out there and this has happened? Like, those people don't be tied with that. They're going to try to bury that because they're out there. It looks bad for them. It just looks bad, regardless if their children done it or not, and someone else done it. It just looks bad, you know? And everything is alleged because you don't want the bull crap and stuff. But you guys, this is crazy. Like, I don't quite understand. He said the Titans, 10 to 12. They had 15 to 16. Again, illegal, can't lose your life. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of things to even look in. Like, you get what I'm saying? Okay, we left them. Okay, there's other events that happened. Everybody, no one can tell me nobody took pictures. No, every picture that we start seeing of Nolan, I think it was Photoshop. I've been told someone it was Photoshop while they was putting that stuff out there, because every picture is always blurred out or look like something is extra to the person that's in the picture. It just did not look right. I know, I heard them. It's like whoever is representing them, and I'm saying this and I'm going to use the word alleged with it, they're not giving them great advice. There's no way I will have my client talking. Figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand what they're doing. And I guess they're trying to hold their case in the public in case something happened. Maybe not. We don't know, right? But right now, no one in America, I don't care what your race is, give 2 F's about what brand of color this boy was. They care about what happened to this boy. You know what I mean? Then you have all these hangings, and I ain't going to even call them lynchings. Call them hangings. Someone is got some very barbarian behavior that's going around unaliving, killing people. It's crazy. You know, now the lens is back on Mississippi. Now we have other cases that they did not investigate. You know, whether it was assumed to be a white boy and a black boy, or a black boy and a black boy, or a girl and boy, whatever it is. Now the lens is on them, and it should. A lot of stuff that you're speaking of is correct, Melanie. It is. I'm a paralegal. I was like, okay, well, get it. Like, let's look at some of the things and crimes that were committed surrounding this 4th of July thing. Why wasn't there are people out there watching a plethora of people? If we had any events anywhere else, you would have police, you would have all type of civilians out there watching a group of kids. Like, what's the deal? You don't have permits. I don't know how the boat gang go. You don't get permits when there's a lot of boats out there, and then there's an event, fireworks gonna happen. There's no police. There's no one out there. That's crazy to me. Like, I'm like clearly not understanding, y'all. We got 69 people in here. Let's talk about it. You say the captain can be charged with a felony involving homicide. Yeah. But okay, so right now they're saying young people under the age of 18 at the time, right? And I'm not for sure that was driving the boats, right? What's the deal on that? You know, like everybody was underage. So, you know, do you charge the parents because they allowed them to drive the boat, or you know, like I said, I don't know too much about the boat world. I know at 17 during a certain time of the day you can drive a car, so I didn't understand how the boat deal go. Oh, boat under influence and charged with misdemeanor. Okay, if all of them are underage, right? Who do you charge? The parents for allowing them to have the boat, even if they're saying that they wasn't there. Yes, mama, the young man did. Period. If they were his friends, they would have called. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. They would have done the right thing. Yes. The owner of the boat. Okay. The owner of the boat. Okay. Cool. Okay. So this crazy. This is crazy, y'all. It's crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who did it, but I do think he was strangled from behind, or a face was put in the water. I believe it's behind a girl. I just believe it's behind a girl, and I believe it's behind a girl that obviously if some type of situation took place that probably got exposed, and the only person didn't know what was going to happen to him is Nolan, in my opinion. I'm going to say it like that. The only person didn't know. I think he was cooked. Yeah, he was choked from behind. Or, like I said, I'm hearing on the audio what I heard on the audio, right? Someone had somebody and they shouldn't have done it. They went overboard trying to flex, and his neck got broke, or his wind was suffocated too long. That's crazy. Yeah, not just an argument. I think it was an argument, and I believe it was over a girl. That's what I believe. I believe it was over a girl, and somebody was very jealous, or he was messing with somebody's girl behind their back. It was, I mean, not even behind their back. Probably was just messing around with a girl. Because, you know, a man can't do no more than a woman let him, and a woman can't do no more with a man than she let him, you know?
Of everything, y'all. Because we cannot rely on the news. We cannot rely on the people of Mississippi.
12-13 for sure on this boat. Who's that? Who is that back there? That's Nolan, right?
Wow.
That's Nolan on this boat. That is not a tide line. It's not a tide crash.
So how he get on the boat if they left
Palm Beach? Okay, so long as.
But one thing we can say is that is Nolan Wells right there.
Got us over here thinking we're looking at the right information and dissecting a sea tow call on a Triton and all this shit. He's the supervisor. He runs the joint. He runs Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, MDMR, putting out these reports to keep y'all busy looking for a Titan and a tide line, a tide craft in a Palm Beach. And none of it has to do with what happened to Nolan that day, okay? Not only is Mr. Freeman here, the boss, writing the report, he happens to just also happen to work for Forensic Science Services, LLC.
Damn.
So don't think that if you're a mama looking to find out the truth, you might be able to go hire a company doing forensic services about marine shit and go get the truth, because he works for them too.
Wow.
They all connected.
This is for those that are honestly looking for the truth. I don't care whose feelings anything I say hurt. I don't care. I don't care about anybody.
See how everybody involved.
And the truth's all I'm looking for here, okay? Anybody that's meant to hear this, God's going to have you here today to hear what I've got to say, because nobody else is telling you what I'm telling you in this moment. No one. I don't know who's responsible for the actual death of Nolan Wells. That I don't know. I know all these people are a part of covering up what the heck it ever was. People at CETO, the people at MDMR, all of them, all of these people.
And y'all, I'm telling y'all, I think, in my opinion, an adult did this. A racist adult did this. I don't care what nobody say. I don't think that one person did this to this boy. I think it is an adult that did whatever they did to this boy. I keep saying it when they was putting those pictures. And I'm a paralegal. When I seen them flood the internet with all those pictures, I then knew. I said, look, they do not allow you, when they're doing an investigation, to do all these things that's happening on this internet. So I know for a fact, and they could get mad with me or not, they do not allow you to do that. Those pictures and any evidence should have never been released. That's why I knew they were fake, because they're not real. The people are not worried about them because they're not real.
Have participated, including Tatum. All of them. You hear me? Tatum should be brought up on conspiracy charges, as far as I'm concerned, along with these other people. They have actively and willingly participated in covering up whatever the truth is about Nolan Wells. And whatever that truth is the truth I'm here to find out. I have tried to consume every little piece of information available to me. I have done the research behind the scenes. I have studied. I'm not just talking out my booty here. Okay? I've pieced together what they've told me, and I've put it with what they provided for evidence, and I'm here to tell you it's a lie. It's not the truth. They've got us looking at boats that are not involved and it's wasting our time. If we're going to be online debating whether or not that sea talk, all of that's fabrication. All of it, every bit of it is fabrication. I wish to God Tatum, Cox.
Y'all remember this picture right here that Warren had posted? This was AI. Everybody stepping on each other's feet in the picture. Y'all see AI pictures and AI videos and shit.
Or Paul Snick would come up and talk to me and let me ask him some questions. I'll prove every one of them are fake on the spot in real time. So I'm not fearful of anybody wanting to threaten me. They're going to let somebody know I'm over here talking shit. I ain't talking shit. I'm talking facts, and there's nothing they can do about that. I'm not worried about getting in trouble for the truth. That's the last thing on my mind. So I'll show you again here what's all wrong with this. You hear me? Pay attention. Look how much older Nolan is. All these guys are younger. They've got an older Nolan. That's all they've got to work with. You see? They weren't Nolan's friends. That's why they have to fake pictures. The street light behind his head, you don't get the light coming around in front of your head from a street light behind you. Look what they did down here on the feet, y'all. They put Nolan in this one and this one in the same identical flip-flops, who are notably Warren's. He wears them in every interview. These are identical legs. You see that? Those are identical down to the little crinkle on the same. You see that crinkle on the same leg? And then I got to looking. Not only are these
and
two.
You know, when I go into editing, it can make your legs longer. Those legs on Nolan is not real. They're real, but they're not real. Like they're extended, an extension.
Standing off the edge, you guys, which they are. These are the same feet. They put the same damn feet and shoes on these two guys. You can see the cutout around all the guys' head. Look at that. Don't make no sense for that light to be there. Look at the outline. What a terrible crop job they've done. They've got white wall tires. I'm old. These boys ain't that old to know about the white wall tires, guys. The black car.
They AI'd a picture just to make it look like they was tight knit, to push this tight knit agenda.
So you heard what's going on now, right? Bart, which is one of the gentlemen that was on the boat, I guess. He started dropping names. He then dropped 20 different names. So now the friends mad at him. But you see how God is shaking up that tree? See, people don't understand. You can talk about us, but see, we trust God. And when I tell you God is going to shake up the foundation over there in Mississippi, over there in Jackson, let me tell you something. Or whatever city or township that's in, God is shaking up the tree where now they talking and they telling on each other. Bart, as you can see, he's dropping names. Now they pissed with him. Why you put my name in it? Listen, family, God is shaking up the tree and them cats is going down. Don't play with God. Don't play with God.
I know that's right, y'all. I want to know who the girls were.
That's the end of the video. Y'all hopping.
Y'all, this is the end of this video. I'm gonna be talking about Carmelo Anthony in the next video later on today. I'm gonna allow this to rerun or whatever so y'all can see the whole entirety. We have my girl who's been doing a great job on the investigation. She went back to the beginning. She has found, seen some new things. Like sometimes you have to go back from like we're at the point where they're talking. So now you go back to the original start of where this started from, right? And you go look and compare, because when you lie, you got to keep up with the lie, and it's hard to do. Unless you good, you got to be good, and it's not too many good people that remember something. They have to stay off the spur of the moment. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you guys, I could watch one more. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what else they got. Okay, let me see.
Tonight, the Nolan Wells investigation into the death of a shining star, Nolan Wells, has an altercation witness emerged. A witness that claims she saw an altercation at Horn Island. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. Nolan Wells phone evidence torpedoed.
2 confirmed witnesses that saw Nolan Wells on the island around 6 p.m. The Triton, as you said, left around 4:30.
What witnesses? Where? Who, what, where, why, and when?
I have not spoken publicly about this before, but I witnessed an altercation involving Nolan Wells from a boat nearby.
Just before we go deep into this new witness and what she is saying, there is a major update that has just come to light. A new photo has surfaced, and it is raising serious questions about who was actually on that island with Nolan and when. But not just that, an online investigator has gone back to the original MDMR reports and found connections that nobody was supposed to find.
A captain who was out there on Horns Island said that he is most certain that Nolan...
There is so much to unpack in today's video. If you are here for the truth about what happened to Nolan Wells, drop a like, share this with someone who needs to see it, and let me know in the comments where you are following this case from. Now let us get into it.
Hey y'all, hey, I just got back in and bombshell. Why we have a photo of Nolan with Bart and a large group of people. And I'm just going to show you real quick because I have questions. Hold on, let's look.
That's right, me too, ma'am. My youngest
Now
24.
I have questions because from what the last thing that I heard per Warren, that Nolan was on leaving and went out to Horns Island on the Triton with Wyatt. That's what Warren said. And then how can the video that I just shared with you guys this morning?
Y'all, you know what? Just think about it. Who's recording these people? Like this stuff, like they reinvented it after the situation, y'all. Who's recording?
How could that be Nolan in the video when Nolan is on another dock with Bart getting ready to head out there to Horns Island? Y'all, what is going on? And then Warren, I'm so confused because how are you saying that how is that your friend? How is that your best friend, your brother from Hi, and you're nowhere in the picture? What's really going on? Y'all, this is some
major fucking update in the Nolan Wells case. Y'all look, it's in the photo. Restaurant girl, we don't even care anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's the 7th person? You can't be sitting in the chair because that's allegedly Wyatt on the phone call with Cito. See the dark hair, glasses. Right here, you can see the stripes going on the side of the short. Blue above and bottom, just like seen right here. But where the fuck is he? Dude in the red shorts allegedly was not on the boat. Where the fuck is he at? He should be right here. And then if he was right there, you'd be able to see him in this area. As you can see the pole right there, be able to see him in this area or on the other side. In this area or on the other side. Even right here, you'd still be able to see a piece of his body.
With a Nolan Xavier Wells update. This is something a little bit shocking. Somebody just reached out to me on Facebook He's verified that he has been talking with the investigators, as you can see in this screenshot. And I'll just read you our conversation. I was on Horn Island on the 4th. I have information I will share with you, but for obvious reasons would like to keep certain parts a secret as they would absolutely damage the investigation. Let me know if you want. I've had several conversations with investigators. I can be seen in the video in question regarding an altercation. I said, oh, sure. Were you really there? I was there during the video in question. I can be seen on the far right walking away. Okay, great. What would you like to say? I will not use your name or anything. Then he sent me these screenshots of the phone calls. I said, I believe you. What would you like to share with me? Thanks. I've been working with investigators. I walked through right after a real fight broke out. I didn't see Nolan or the friends he rode there with around, but I have reason to believe Nolan was part of that fight.
Now, I already know some of you in the comments are going to say, this is just social media, people. This is speculation. And I hear you, but here is what changes that. Nancy Grace put this exact witness on her show, and the legal experts sitting across from her, not TikTok creators, they could not shake it. One of them even said the video, if time-stamped, could change everything. Watch what happened when they tried to take it apart.
I've not spoken publicly about this before, but I witnessed an altercation involving Nolan Wells from a boat nearby. What I saw has stayed with me, and I believe it's important information. I have provided or intend to provide my account to the appropriate investigators because Nolan's family deserves the truth. Out of respect for the ongoing investigation, I won't speculate beyond what I personally observed. While I was on the boat near the area, I witnessed an altercation involving Nolan Wells and several other individuals. I saw what appeared to be an argument that escalated after there was a dispute involving Nolan's phone. I heard Nolan yelling for his phone to be returned. The argument continued after the group reached shore, and I observed a physical fight involving Nolan and multiple people. I also observed a young woman telling them the stuff had appeared to be getting worse. I did not remain long enough to witness what happened afterward. Everything beyond what I personally observed would be speculation, so I cannot honestly say what occurred after I left. Then she said she messaged one of the individuals that she saw, hey, I just want to say I was a passenger on another boat and I saw the argument between you guys and we'll go to the police with this information. I also have video footage. My husband doesn't show much, but it shows the argument that was taken and how you guys were upset at Nolan because of the young lady.
That from Secret Service Sam on TikTok. Okay. How is this helping the investigation? I'm trying to make sense of so many people online making comments. Now, if this is true, if there is a witness who has a husband with her on the boat and they took a certain amount of video, it could change everything, especially if the video is time stamped. Straight out to veteran trial lawyer, defense attorney Philip Dubay joining me. He's joining us out of LA, formerly in the public defender's office. They try a ton of cases. Philip, first of all, has she turned it into police? She said she was. If she
her, should this even go to trial?
He put on the stand is Brandon Tatum, former police officer.
Things that we may have or other witness statements, but I don't think it's significant because it doesn't show if.
This is the problem, is that
this in a completely different light. There is a captain, a specific time, and a piece of online investigation work that goes back to the original MDMR reports and finds a name and a word that everyone missed. That is where we are going right now.
a captain who was out there on Horns Island said that he is most certain that Nolan was part of the 5 people that were about to fight on the land. And he said that the time that he saw them out there was 5 p.m. This is the problem, is that the timing keeps changing, which is exactly why, again, the investigation needs to be thoroughly done. I'm gonna show y'all, because y'all love to be like, where are you getting this information from? And you're just lying. I'm gonna show you again, because I don't just pull stuff out my and post it. I literally see these things, read them, and share them as I find them. Again, he said that he hit 3 of his passengers, can confirm that it was Nolan, and the 4 other subjects were about to fight on the island.
A captain placing Nolan with 4 other people at 5 p.m. That is the timing gap I told you to hold on to earlier in this video. The Triton was supposedly already gone by then, and the official version has never addressed that gap, not once. Now, here's what makes it worse. Someone went back to the original MDMR reports and found something that had been sitting there the whole time. A name, Laney, and the specific language used around that name, possibly involved, is not the same language used for anyone else in those reports. Watch what she found.
Sometimes in order to go forward in an investigation, you have to go back to the beginning. And once I did, I realized we have missed something huge, y'all. And yes, I have already tried making a video about this, so let's try it again. All right, so according to one of the original MDMR reports, Captain William Freeman called the Master Sergeant and told them to locate and interview a female subject. And that's how we get to this girl, Laney. Now, this has always bothered me because I'm like, why is Laney's name in this report? Why was she brought up at all? Especially since, according to Laney, she hadn't seen Nolan in over a year and was on a completely different island. So it never made sense to me. And then it effing hit me. So according to this report, on July 5th at 9 a.m., assistance was requested from Captain Freeman as part of the drone search. Freeman was transported to Horn Island, and at approximately 10 a.m., he tried 3 failed launches. It ended up being a software error, and he was unable to fix it in the field. So then at 10:30, Freeman requests that Smith come out and assist with drone duty. Freeman and another officer went and picked up Smith and transported him to Horn Island. But by 12:40, the first drone finally takes flight. Now, wait a minute. If Freeman was out on Horn Island trying to do this drone launch, had to call in assistance, go and get that person, bring them back to Horn Island, then when the F did he get this information about Laney? Oh, wait, I have an idea.
Was looking for Nola, who was on boat. This was a boat smoke on that. Okay, explain that. Who was out of this group? Who was on what boat? Who was on a boat or not? Going out looking for Nola.
So, me, Wyatt, and Trayson got in the boat. We got in the Palm Beach that morning, the morning after, and to the islands, and we were met by a DMR. It was 7 DMR boats already out there.
You
DMR
are on point.
Park Rangers. We talked to them. We gave them all of our information. They personally asked if any of us were on the boat with him that day. We told them yes. They just said, all right, well, we got the area scoped out. And then after that, we just went up to the beach. I think we met up with y'all. Yeah.
Okay, so by Morgan's own words, he, Trayson, and Wyatt were on the Palm Beach out at Horn Island talking to MDMR. Oh, and when was that? When did they do that?
From 9:45 to 11:50, 12 o'clock era, about lunchtime. While we were on the water, we talked to a rescue guy.
Oh, you were out there until 11:50, you say? You mean 5 minutes before this phone call happened? Does that sound like a coincidence to you? Now, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to conclude that they were the ones who gave this information to Captain Bill Freeman. Again, why would they give Laney's name if she wasn't there in that group that day? Especially when he was supposedly last seen with Katie, whose name, again, is conveniently absent from any report that we've seen. Now, this is about to get deep, y'all, because I reread the line again, now knowing that the boys were the ones who probably gave this information and not just some random good citizen. Specific wording says, Captain Freeman said to locate and interview a female subject that was possibly involved with the missing person on Horn Island. Possibly involved? How did I miss that? How did we all miss that? Because there's 2 other boys mentioned in this that they don't make contact with, and it just says possible names associated with Wells. That is very different and intentional language. Now, as I've told y'all, I've spent weeks learning the dynamics of all these different friend groups and who they're friends with online, etc. Now, this is Lainey. Now, most people have clocked this picture where Lainey is with a girl who is wearing the same swimsuit last 4th of July as the one that is on the boat with Katie. I'm going to try and do this in the easiest way possible. I have narrowed down the BFF group with Lainey and these girls. All of these girls have called each other their best friends and taken pictures with each other at some point or another. Now, none of these girls are friends with any of the Wyatt Warren friend group. All of them are friends with Tristan and Tristan's sister. Tristan's sister has best friend picture relationships with all of these girls. It's very clear that this is a core group of friends. There's group pictures with them. They've lived together, etc. Now, Kendall is the one in the blue and red bikini in this picture. But I found another picture of Bailey and Maggie here from last 4th of July wearing the exact same red and blue swimsuit that Kendall was wearing. So it's pretty safe to say that these girls coordinated all wearing the same bathing suit. Also found this picture of Lainey from 2 4th of Julys ago wearing this bathing suit. Does it look familiar to anybody? That's right. That is clearly the same bathing suit from the boat with Katie, with a face that's conveniently been blurred. Now, do we think it's a coincidence that 2 swimsuits associated with this friend group all ended up on the same boat as Katie? I'm going to say the chances are slim. Now, Kendall seems to have a longtime boyfriend. And guess what his name is? Jacob Brooks, which is the second name that comes up on this report. And guess who seems to be Lainey's longtime boyfriend? Drew Johnson, the other name on this report. Now, Drew, unlike all of these people over here, Drew is friends with the Warren Wyatt friend group. Also the only one out of this entire group that is Facebook friends with Nolan. If this was the boys telling this information to the captain, why were they saying that their buddy's girlfriend was possibly involved with Nolan? And why would Tristan be snitching on his sister's friends like this? Now wait, one of Katie's BFFs, Nevaeh, is friends with a Caden McGrath. Caden is friends with 0 people from either group except for Nevaeh, as far as I can tell. Caden is somehow related to a Joe who is frequently advertising on his page for the Biloxi Bay RV Resort. The one that I was saying that according to the GPS coordinates looks like they may have dropped somebody off at. So in my opinion, Joe is clearly somehow related to the Marty McGrath, who was the one who apparently took all these people on this boat, including Katie, when this friend group was supposedly left on this island. And I feel like that language is really important and overlooked because left makes it sound like your ride left without you. Now, according to Joe's LinkedIn, he is IT for the Ocean Marine Group, which is owned by Jerry Adkerson. Aiden is also the only person I can find who is friends with Captain Chris Seth Ward, the son of Chris Ward, who was called by Jerry to cancel the sea tow allegedly on his private line before the sea tow call was even finished. I also found a very weak connection through social media between Lainey and a girl who is in the same sorority as the girl who threw the party, Ava, allegedly threw the party. So what if Tristan's slick comment wasn't about Katie at all? Because I don't know about you guys, but we have seen absolutely 0 proof that Katie was actually out there with them. They have kept the story hyper-focused on Katie, and no other girls' names have really gotten out. What if Katie has been the red herring this whole time? I don't know. I'm still trying to piece through. I'm still trying to figure it out because there's clearly a chunk that is missing out of this story. Like, I think Lainey is a red herring too, don't get me wrong, because I don't see these boys like freely offering up their motive or anything. But it sounds like maybe this Lainey girl was involved with Nolan behind her boyfriend's back at some point, and they tried to use that.
And then there is what someone who worked the body transport said about the condition Nolan was in when he was moved. Now, this account is unverified, no name, no documentation, but given everything else we have just laid out, it is worth hearing directly.
Did y'all see the video of the 2 girls detailing the condition of Nolan Wells' body when it was transferred? I do want to give a trigger warning because it's definitely hard to hear.
All right, so we want to talk about Nolan Wells today. So today, we actually know someone that works transporting by.
And I want to be clear to you guys. They said this before the funeral. They said this before any of this stuff when they found him. They said it thereafter. And the parents still haven't seen their son. Crazy.
Bodies, human remains, and things like that. So today I got a call from that person, and they were just talking about the body that they came across.
This was Nolan Wells.
So before knowing all that, he said that the body was mistreated.
Yeah.
It looked abused. It looked like he was tortured. Looked as if he was burnt, maybe.
Where?
Face, body, said he was burnt.
And not only that, his body was mistreated and when they transported him.
So as they were transporting him, he was actually face down. So everyone knows when you're transporting a body, when only a couple of people work that job, they all know you don't transport the body face down. It's kind of very disrespectful. So you always have them face up. Well, specifically his body whatever reason was face down. And me personally, I took that as disrespect.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to the family.
Yes, definitely.
Because all we know is what they put out
on the internet.
But today we
Was
actually
real.
found out a lot about his autopsy without even reading the autopsy.
Yeah.
That shit is so sad to hear, and it's so frustrating that they wouldn't even put that out there from the jump. Like, if y'all know the condition of his body, y'all know that he was tortured, y'all know that somebody did something to him, but y'all still wanted to come out talking about there's no signs of foul play and all that other bullshit. If you saw his body and y'all had to identify him through DNA and dental records, then y'all know that there was foul play involved. So why even try to run with that narrative that there was no foul play? Hopefully his family is able to view his body soon so they can confirm if that is the condition of his body and get the autopsy started so that we can get some real answers to what really happened to Nolan.
Unfortunately, it was a closed casting, right? I don't even think the parents got to even view their son, the son at all. It's a sad situation, sad case. In my heart and soul, I think they tortured him. They brutalized him, and this is behind a girl. Don't think it's behind Katie at all. What woman it was, what group of people it was, but regardless of the fact, whoever was out there with this young man, they was not his friend either. I think, in my opinion, I don't know who did it, but I think he was lured there because of a situation with a girl. They got him in an uncompromised situation that obviously he couldn't do anything. They had his phone, so he couldn't get his phone back. That's why you heard, "Give me my effing phone back." You know what I mean? That's why you heard that. They took the phone so they could do whatever they were going to do to him. That's crazy. And it's behind a girl. God don't like ugly, you guys. And our ancestors are screaming. Naba is the creator of all gods. She's a woman. We're replacing this firmament because we went against her. A male went against her who was created 500 years after women was here. Not here, but wherever we were at before we got into this firmament. At the end of the day, you guys, I'm finna sign out. I am going to replay it probably within an hour or two. So it will go back live. So I thank you guys for your love, support. I want you to watch this from the beginning because this is getting real nasty. I could tell you that, okay? Stay tuned. I got some business to take care of. Have a great day.
Looking for a K-12 education that goes beyond the textbook, right from the comfort of home? Welcome to a new standard of online learning.
Beyond general education, our students dive into specialized virtual labs for real-world job readiness. Genealogy lab, historical lab, civil law, and our media and public speaking lab.
We prepare global citizens with immersive Spanish and French language tracks. And because we're proudly Florida-based and Step Up certified, families can access the elite education through state scholarship programs.
Diverse representation, academic excellence, and career readiness, delivered entirely online, wherever you are. Secure your child's spot today. Secure your child's spot today. Visit our website to enroll.